Hi everybody, my name's Amy and I am an essential oil fanatic. My first role in life is being a mama, and I've got a big blended family, so 3 boys and then 2 stepdaughters. So I'm kind of in the thick of parenting, which I friggin' love, but I'm glad that I've got oils to help me with my insanity, no, with my with all things that come along and come with parenting. So I've used the oils for about 3 years now, and when I first started I really came into them from the real physical perspective. So I had a lot of eczema, I had digestive problems, I had a lot of food sensitivities, and as I've moved through that, I mean, from time to time these things still come up, but generally I have moved past those building blocks. So now I am moving to that next level of understanding more about my emotions, using the oils to heal past traumas, using the oils to break through and just become the best person that I can be. And I absolutely love them. And as well as being a passionate foodie, I trained as a chef when I first left school. I have got my integrative health coaching certificate, and I'm forever learning. So I've recently done my aromatherapy training, and now I'm actually going on to learn more about the physical and doing my Pilates teacher training, which is super fun, and it's something that I never thought I'd do, because if you know me and look at me, I don't look like a Pilates teacher, I look like a mummy. So it's a new cool experience for me. But welcome tonight, and now I'd like to introduce my very precious dear friend Buffy Gill, and she will introduce herself.
Hi ladies, so nice to see so many friendly, familiar faces, but also see some really some new faces that I have known your names but haven't seen your faces. So Zoom is as close as we get to in face in many situations these days. So it's a real treat to see you here. A little introduction of myself. So my name's Buffy Gill. I am a nutritionist, naturopath, and medical herbalist by training. I'm really passionate about plant-based food and plant-based medicine. So I've used essential oils probably for 9 years, not very good ones though, lavender from the $2 shop. And I've used doTERRA, much better, I must say, for about 3 years, and I absolutely love them. And I just love teaching people all the benefits they can get from incorporating plant-based food and plant-based medicine in their life. And bonus, these ones smell good. So that's brilliant. Excited to teach you more this evening about essential oils, and just know that what we're going to be covering tonight is like a little tippy toe in, like a dip in the water of your essential oil journey and your journey into natural medicine and natural health. And once you've joined our community, there's so much more to learn after today. So this is just a little intro, and hopefully you'll be inspired to take that next step further and join us. And we can't wait to continue that learning and health journey with you.
Awesome. So if you go away from tonight knowing how to use essential oils safely, that's a win. If you go away tonight learning any cool, amazing, or epic things about essential oils, that's cool too. And if you go away tonight with lots and lots of questions that come up, that's amazing too, because we really want to inspire some really cool self-discoveries, maybe things that you haven't thought of for a while. And so, all of these things are good things. But we will be here at the end to answer some questions for you. So we have got on the call tonight some people that have literally never used essential oils before, so we will stick to the basics. We've also got some amazing humans that are doing a program with us called Discover. So Buffy and I are mentoring 16 beautiful women that are going on their journey to become wellness advocates like us, and share the essential oils with lots of beautiful humans. So there might be some questions that are a little bit more in depth, and that's cool. And there might be some questions that in your mind that you think, oh, that's a really stupid question. No question is a stupid question, because we've all been where you've been before. So if you've got anything on your mind, pop it in the chat box. And no question stupid at all. Like, we are always learning and growing. Buffy and I are not oil gurus. We're not doctors. We're not going to cure, treat, prevent disease, anything like that. We're simply going to tell you how we use the oils ourselves, and what we've seen in others, and how, you know, how they've really helped other people use them that we've shared them with. So firstly, we're going to start off with 3 incredible things about essential oils. And I will start with the first one. And that is that they are 100% natural, and they're very safe when you use them safely. And we're going to teach you about the safety of them tonight. So we love with the doTERRA essential oils that they are pure and tested. So if you get a bottle of doTERRA oil, you'll see this beautiful little thing. I don't know if you can see me. Wait, where am I? I'll see if I can see me in here. So here, that says CPTG, and that means Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. So it means that they have been tested not only for their purity, so they are made sure, I think there are over 50 tests that are done from farming right through to after they've been bottled, to ensure that there's no nasties added to them. There's, during the farming, they're farmed from all around the world. We only source the plants that are grown in their native environment. So we don't have a factory or a farm that we get all our oils from. We go directly to the farmers that have been growing them for hundreds, thousands of years, and we partner with them through a partnership called Co-Impact Sourcing. And we help those farmers make sure that there's been no sprays, there's been nothing added to these oils through the picking or the distilling of the oils. So we make sure that they are pure. And then doTERRA sends 1 bottle from every vat of oil away to a third-party tester, and they again go through and test many tests to make sure that there's nothing other than what there is supposed to be in the bottle. So that is one reassurance that doTERRA gives, that they are 100% natural. You might think, oh, but I can go to the pharmacy or the Kmart and get something that says natural. Well, there's no reassurance that those are actually natural. So in New Zealand, I think there's only has to be 16% of the actual essential oil in the bottle to be called natural or pure. So we're really careful, to only use, to be very careful when we're teaching classes that we are teaching them this class specifically for the doTERRA oils. So if you hear us saying, put a drop of lemon into your water, we don't mean put a drop of Kmart lemon oil into your water. So this is specifically CPTG, or Certified Pure Tested or Therapeutic Grade oils. Now, if you have an oil with you, I'd love you to just grab a little a bottle. My favorite one is a little peppermint bottle. If you've got any of the citrus oils or any of the herby oils, just put 1 little drop on your hands, rub them together, warm them up, and inhale. Whew. Now that one drop of peppermint oil that's now like cleared my whole nasal passage and opened all of my airways and is now going into every cell in my body, that one drop is the equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. That's insane. So they're actually the essential oil, which is an extract from the plant, is 50 to 70 times stronger than the herb itself. Whew, this is literally blowing my mind. So we have to treat them with a lot of respect because they are pure, but we can be reassured that they are pure and they're beautiful, and our bodies absolutely love these oils, absolutely love them. So Joe Warner, can you give me a little testimonial, because I know that you love essential oils and you've been using them for 3.5 years. Can you tell me what you love about the fact that doTERRA is CPTG tested?
The fact that they are CPTG tested means that I am comfortable to use them aromatically, topically, and internally, and that I feel safe to use them on myself and my family without worrying about anything else in the bottle than what it says on the label, i.e. peppermint, wild orange, lemon, lemongrass. What else is there? Anything, really. Frankincense. They are what they say they are.
Oh, that's so awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks, honey. So, so the first epic, incredible, amazing thing about essential oils is that, or doTERRA essential oils, is that they're 100% natural and safe. Buffy's going to tell you from a naturopath perspective the second incredible thing about essential oils.
Love to. So the second thing that we really love about essential oils is how effective they are. So in many cases, using a natural therapy or using a natural medicine like an essential oil can actually be more effective than a lot of modern approaches. And are there any ladies, because we are all ladies here, any ladies here that are medical professionals, nurses, doctors, anything like that? Conventional medicine is amazing. And when I like to use conventional medicine is when you've already fallen off the cliff and you need to be scooped up. But natural medicine, like essential oils, is much more effective in terms of preventative care. And the reason for this is that essential oils are oily by nature. So when we think about all of the cells in our body, many of you will know that the little cells are covered in a little oily membrane. That's why, essential fatty acids and omega-3s are really good for us. They help to keep that nice and lubricated. But because it's got an oily layer on the outside of that cell, what it means is that many conventional medicines, most are water-based. It means that they have a really difficult time of getting inside the cell. Now, in contrast, oils are oily. So, like meets like, essential oils are actually much better able to penetrate into the cell and actually have an effect inside the cell. Now, this is important because some ailments are caused within the cell. So bacterial infection, let's say you get a cut and it gets infected. Bacteria sit on the outside of the cell. So we can easily use something like antibiotics. It does work very effectively and it will kill off the bacteria on the outside of the cell. Now, the downside of that is that using those antibiotics is also going to kill off all of the good bacteria in your gut, which is kind of counterintuitive because all of those good gut bacteria are what keep us safe and immune strong in the first place. So every time, and this is something that I'm constantly teaching clients, every time you use antibiotics to kill off some sort of infection that you've had, you're actually making yourself more prone to getting an infection next time, right? It's ridiculous when you meet parents. I've got a parent at the moment who's got a child who's been told through their well-meaning conventional medicine practitioner to have 20 different rounds of antibiotics. This little boy's not even 3. But every time they put him through antibiotics to help him with what he's suffering from, they're actually making him more, exposed to external threats. So bacteria on the outside, yes, we can use antibiotics. Now, if we get a virus, right? Anyone know of a virus hanging around right now? You betcha. Coronavirus. Viruses actually sit inside the cell. So they're inside, they're sneaky, they're very sneaky. They're inside the cell and they actually replicate the DNA and sort of destroy the DNA in there, or replicate abnormal DNA. Same thing actually happens with cancer. It's replicating abnormal DNA and with a lot of chronic illness. Now, essential oils are much, much better than conventional medicine, actually getting inside the cell and actually helping to cure that cell from the inside out. So that is an example how I like to explain why essential oils, even though you think, oh, but aren't they just nice smells? But a nice lavender, actually, because of their molecular structure and properties, they're really effective at helping us treat ailments which otherwise are pretty tricky to treat, as we well know with the current global situation. And that's the second thing that we love about essential oils. Really effective, and in many cases more effective than modern approaches, particularly when it comes to preventative care, which, to be honest, should be 80% of your toolkit. Preventative care, keeping yourself well, rather than waiting till you fall off the cliff and scooping yourself up from the bottom, which is what conventional care is very, very good at. Yeah.
Okay, Buffy, I'm bumping you out because you're about to go into my third thing, which is that they can actually be cheaper than traditional medical care. So if you look at one of these beautiful little bottles, this is our little nature's antibiotic, oregano. We love oregano. There are 260 drops in this bottle, which basically means 260 doses of the most amazing plant-based care that you can use to support your immune system. So we love that we can use these beautiful oils to support ourselves if we do get sick. But isn't it so much cooler to not get sick in the first place? So I don't have time to get sick. So I love to look after myself every day and really create that self-care plan for myself. I have spent many dollars, hours, etc., trying to get on top of my mental health and my physical health. So when I was gifted these beautiful plants of the earth, or every month that I'm gifted them from myself to myself in my little purple box, I am just so grateful that I now know how to look after myself. So going to a doctor, let's just break one thing down. Going to a doctor, it's about $50. It's probably half an hour drive each way, an hour sitting in a waiting room. If you've got kids, it's, do I take the kids in with me or do I get a babysitter? It's who can be bothered being sick, who wants time off work to be sick, when you can empower yourself with the most beautiful smelling, delicious, yummy oils. Or it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I've got a case of thrush. What do I do? Now I get my oils out and I can make up a little, concoction, use it, bam, straight away. You've got that care for yourself in the middle of the night, any time of the night, anytime. You can, save money on not going to a doctor. You can save money on prescriptions. You can save your gut health on not destroying it with antibiotics. All great things. But for me, it's time. And it's also about feeling empowered as a mum. So my time is worth thousands and millions of dollars more than the dollars itself. And I think being able to be the carer in my home and empowering me to look after my little bubbers and big bubbers has been absolutely priceless. And when I first started with the oils, I got my box of oils and I was like, okay, cool, I've spent this money, what do I do? And I put a little mantra to myself, which was natural first. So I when you make that first initial investment, you're like, oh, but I don't know how to use them. And the actual best use of your time and resources is pushing through and learning how to use these oils. So you can't, it's like, if you don't learn how to use them, it's like buying a gym membership and wondering why you're not getting fit because you're not going to the gym. So you've got to pull them out. You've got to press into this new wellness lifestyle. You've got to come along and, learn from whoever it is that's enrolled you, come into our group and really engage with the oils. And now I am, 3 years in, and I do not know how I used to get through the day. And now that they're everywhere, from when I wake up in the morning, when I brush my teeth with doTERRA beautiful toothpaste, I go, oh, it's 3 years since I've had bleeding gums. Amazing. I hop into the shower and I use my doTERRA shampoo and conditioner. And I go, wow, what was I putting on my head before, before I learned about natural. I then come downstairs and I use my beautiful lifelong vitality supplements that give me all of the energy that I need to get through the day and smash out all the tasks. And I remember back 3 years ago where I couldn't sit down and even finish one email because I had such bad, concentration levels. And now I can sit for hours and pump out work, which I could never do before. So I'm so grateful for my gift to myself. And I just know that you guys, if you've started using the oils, or if you're a year in and haven't quite mastered them yet, if you really push in and learn about these oils, you're really going to be able to change your life. So that's the most that's the third incredible thing about essential oils, or doTERRA, I guess, as a company, and as our part of our wellness package, is that yes, they are much cheaper than traditional medical care. So the next three things, and I'm going to bump it back to you, Buffinator, is 3 safe ways to use doTERRA essential oils. So we'll start with aromatically.
So a lot of you will probably already be doing this intuitively, doing these 3 things, but it's just quite nice to hold them in your mind, so that every time you do pick up a bottle of one of your oils, you think to yourself, how am I going to use this? Can I use it aromatically? Can I use it topically? And can I use it as a food flavoring additive internally, i.e. in the mouth? And so some we can use all 3 ways, and some we just want to use the first way or the second way. With your doTERRA oils, it will say on the back of on the label if it's appropriate for all 3 uses. In particular, the internal use, it will say approved for food flavoring use. So do make sure you just check that out. But it's quite intuitive. If it came from a food, then you can put it back into a food. So peppermint, yes. Oregano, yes. Lavender, yes. Wild orange, lemon, yes. Wintergreen, no. Ravensara, no. So just use that intuition, but also check the label. So the first way that we can use them is aromatically, and this is the softest way to use them. We absorb about 50 to 60% of the molecules and the oils into our bloodstream through the aromatic pathway. So it's a really nice way to use your oils when you're first starting out. If you're using them for children or people with sensitive smells, or for parents or grandparents. So it's a really nice, soft, gentle way to use your oils. And it's also very easy. It's very lazy. It's like the lazy man's way to oils, because you've got yourself a nice cold ionic diffuser, which comes in all the starter packs when you get your doTERRA oils. So make sure you're not burning your oils and heating them. You actually lose a lot of the properties off. But put them in a nice cold ionic diffuser, which I've got on my desk here. Going. Then you're going to be inhaling them through the olfactory system. So if you will pinch your nose like this is basically the olfactory system, right? Do it with me now. Thanks, Joe. Thank you, Amy. So this system here that goes in through your nose, back through the back of your mouth, back of your throat and out through the mouth, is called the olfactory system. It's an incredibly powerful system that can trigger memory 10, 20 years back. It's also very close to an important organ in the body, being the brain. So when we smell something, whether it be an essential oil, whether it be a flower, whether it be petrol at the petrol station or whether it be, you know, glue from a jar, as some people like to do. What we're doing is we're inhaling the molecules of those compounds, and they're going straight up through the olfactory system and being absorbed into the side of the wall and going straight into the bloodstream, very near to the brain. So that's why we can use our oils really powerfully from using the aromatic method, even though you might think, oh, well, I'm just smelling the smells. Is that really doing anything? Now, the example that I love to give here is that if you go in for an operation and they need to put you out, they need to put you to sleep, what do, right? They take a mask over your face. It might not even touch you. And within 10 seconds, you're out cold, right? Nothing's gone into your mouth in terms of a pill. Nothing's gone into your bloodstream in terms of an injection. And yet you are completely asleep, right? Isn't that kind of amazing when you think about it? And so what you're inhaling is certainly not an essential oil, but you're inhaling a compound which is going through that exact same pathway, and that's how quick and effective the olfactory system is to affecting the brain, 10, 15 seconds. So whenever we inhale anything, including the petrol from the petrol station, it is getting into our brain and our blood system really, really quickly. So we can use it in a positive way with our essential oils, either using our diffuser or literally just by taking off the lid of a bottle, and I like to call it the essential oil bong, putting a little hand over there, spending a good 20 seconds. And if you've got an oil with you, give this a go. You know, put it in front of you, put your hand around the top and take a deep breath, close your eyes and take some deep breaths for 10, 20 seconds. When you're feeling low in energy, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling worried, don't just take a sniff and move on. Sit there for 20 seconds and really get it into the bloodstream. Think about that action of it going in and absorbing into the cell wall so that you can have an effect on the nervous system. So that's the aromatic pathway. The second way we can use them is topically. So topically, we know that we absorb about 80% of what goes on our skin into the bloodstream. So it's a bit stronger than our aromatic use. And there's a lot of oils we can use topically. We normally like to dilute them with a carrier oil. So you might have used some other carrier oils before, like sweet almond, jojoba, rosehip. Those are all lovely. They're just a bit more expensive, a bit greasier. They have a scent. They have a bit of a color. Lovely if you're making a facial serum at home. But otherwise, we like to use this fractionated coconut oil as a really simple standard base carrier oil. No color, no scent, very light, even for oily skin, acne prone skin. I've actually had a little bit of a breakout here. Friends, can we see this? I know, because Mila said to me, oh, you've got bumps on your chin, mummy. Yeah, there you go. Hold nothing back. They do hold nothing back. So I have a little bit of a breakout, too much chocolate probably. And so I've been using tea tree diluted in a roller. So something like this, 20 drops of tea tree in a roller like that, filled up to the top of the fraction of coconut and be applying it to the area. And it's incredibly effective. I've also tried this with a lot of mums who've got teenage boys who've used it. I actually think Michelle might have had this experience. Michelle, did you try the tea tree?
I tried with my teenage boy, who's over there now, for his skin. He suffered eczema since he's been a baby, and he had a really bad breakout just during lockdown, I think, and it completely cleared it up in about 3 days. It was literally all over his face. So, yeah.
I was actually quite pleased that I had this breakout, because I hadn't personally had the chance to use it, try out the tea tree topically with fraction of coconut oil, but I have had lots of mums with teenage boys use that exact same combination with really, really good results. So that's an example of how we can use our oils topically. And the last way we can use them is as a food flavoring, food additive internally in the mouth. So you don't want to put any old oils in your mouth, certainly not my lavender from the $2 shop. And you want to make sure that they are absolutely of the highest quality, at least food grade, if not above. Okay. So when you buy a Whittaker's peppermint chocolate, if you have a look on the back, it will say, you know, all the dark chocolate additives and then essential oil, peppermint essential oil. So that has been approved for food grade use, and therefore can go in the mouth. doTERRA's oils, as Amy was mentioning at the beginning, they go through 56 different tests, way more rigorous testing than what's required for food standard quality. So these are therapeutic quality. It's like next level above are these oils. And so you can test this out for yourself. If you melt down a bar of Whittaker's Dark Ghana, fair trade, no dairy, very low in sugar, it's really lovely, and add your peppermint oil. So I add about 12 drops to a bar. You can start with less if you want to, and then just, you could put it out as a bark, spread it out as a bark, or make it into buttons. It is the most delicious peppermint chocolate you will try versus anything you've purchased. And the reason is that you're using a therapeutic grade peppermint oil rather than just a food grade. So internal use is definitely the strongest way we can use them. It's not the way I would recommend with babies, infants, elderly. I would prefer an aromatic or a topical use first. And just remember that these oils are very strong. You know, a drop of peppermint, 28 cups of tea. So you certainly don't want to be putting 10 drops of peppermint in your mouth, or at least if you do, just know that you're drinking 280 cups of peppermint tea. So if you have a few bowel issues, well, there's a reason why. Less is more. So just always start with less when you're using it with internal use, with all the 3 uses, and go from there.
Awesome.
Now,
thanks, Buff. Hey, Liz, can you tell us what your favourite oils to use aromatically are?
Have we got all night?
I'll give you 1 minute.
1 minute. So my favourite is adaptive, of course. This supports through life stressful moments. It's calming, it's uplifting, and yeah, it's all round goodness. Has it's amazing blend of wild orange, neroli, sweet gum, copaiba, spearmint, I think. So it's, yeah, energizing and uplifting. So that is one of my favorites, but you can't go past peppermint and orange and wild orange.
Do you put those in the diffuser, or do you do it straight from the bottle?
I do it all day, every day. Diffuser, on me, around me,
Awesome.
on other people.
Cool.
As they're walking past.
I love that so much, Liz. And can you just share with everybody what it is that you do, and why you are under so much pressure?
Okay. So I advocate for children with disabilities, and I find foster placements for babies that have been uplifted due to care and protection.
Amazing. And you're doing such a good job.
Yeah, that's one of my hats. But yeah, children with disabilities, and just advocating to make sure that they're getting all the right supports, and the whānau are getting the wraparound supports that they need to, yeah, deal with the day-to-day. We think we've got it bad. These families have got it twice as bad. So yeah, that's what I do.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Lizzie. Hey, Lainey, can you tell us what your favourite way to use the oils, and what oils you use topically?
Probably the 2 main ones that I use all the time would be tea tree and lavender. I seem to have them with me at all times because I know they can be used without having any carrier oil on them. And I know that they're the safest to use for cuts, anything like that, scrapes, anything. And with having a almost 10-year-old son, those come quite naturally. So yeah, I tend to have them in my purse all the time. So yeah, those I would say are the ones I use the most. But yeah, I use all of them all the time. I have so many oils now that I'm getting quite a collection that I need to buy some new boxes to store them in. But yeah, those 2 I would say hands down are the ones that I keep with me at all times.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. And Pitt, I know that you're the food queen. So what oils do you use the most for cooking?
Oh wow, this is really difficult. Citruses, I use citrus a lot, but then I use a lot of lemongrass for Asian cooking, even just roast mushroom and things like that. And rosemary, I use it quite a lot for like roast potato. And so I put a couple of drops of rosemary, and I sprinkle on potato right after the potato has been cooked. That's what I do, because I don't like cooking, putting essential oils into the oven, because this can, evaporate a lot and you don't really taste much. You still do, but not as much as you'd like to. Turmeric, sorry, I really love turmeric in turmeric tea and turmeric latte. And I also use powder as well, because turmeric powder has curcumin. turmeric essential oil contains turmeric, yes, something like that. So which helps curcumin to absorb in our body better, because turmeric in powder form has very low absorption rate. So it's really good. I make beautiful organic chicken broth with turmeric and lemongrass in there and pepper. What else? Yeah, something like that. So a lot of herbs and citruses, and love lemon and orange as well, and for salad dressing and also for baking.
Amazing. And if you all ever experience Pitt's kitchen, you will be in heaven. She's the most amazing cook. But yeah, she's a cheat now with oils. She doesn't use as much spices as she used to.
I know. It's very convenient. I find it because I have lemongrass growing everywhere, and I have rosemary and everything. But when it's dark and you're cooking dinner and it's cold and it's raining, I find it really convenient. A little bit goes a long way as well, and long term you actually save a lot of money too, and your fresh ingredients doesn't go rotten in your fridge either.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much, Pitt. Cool. So we have learned the 3 incredible things about essential oils. So that they're natural, 100% natural and safe, that they're more effective than many modern approaches, that they are often cheaper than traditional medical care, and that we, can empower ourselves with these amazing, beautiful plants. Hopefully you've learned how to use them safely. So if you've got any questions around the safety of oils, please put in the chat now, and we can help you sort of, get started. But how amazingly we can use them aromatically, how we can use them safely topically, and also that the doTERRA oils are one of the only companies in the world that has got the CPTG tested oils that are safe to put in our cooking and drinks. So if you do see things on the internet about do not ingest essential oils, they're going to kill you. Yeah, there are probably essential oils out there that will kill you, and that's the ones they're talking about. But doTERRA has got the most beautiful, amazing team that has, it's their number one priority to keep us safe. So we have been, as wellness advocates, we have learned a lot around aromatherapy and the safety from the most amazingly trained aromatherapists, doctors, scientists in the world. So we are very confident to help you with any needs that you have. And so the next step, if you haven't already purchased essential oils, is to understand the best way for you to start. So there are a couple of ways that you can get started with with doTERRA and with essential oils. One is you can purchase a wholesale account, which is only $40, and that gives you access to a 25% discount off the oils. And doTERRA even goes one step further and puts a kit together that's even more discounted. So you get the 25% discount off the retail, you get the $40 fee waived, you don't have to pay that, and you start with this amazing starter kit. So the oils that we've been talking about tonight have all come out of what's called the Home Essentials kit, and this is usually how most people get started with the oils, if they're really willing to jump in and learn about the oils. So this is called the Home Essentials Kit for a reason, because it can basically, create a whole toxic-free home, replace a lot of what you'd be using in your home that may be toxic. So you can replace a lot of your skincare. You can replace just about all of your cleaning products with this home starter kit. You can support yourself physically. So we spoke about lavender oil being great for burns and bites and cuts and things like that. We spoke about tea tree oil being amazing for acne and skin problems and fungal issues. There are also a couple of other oils in this kit that we haven't spoken about that I'm obsessed with, that every mama should have, and that is the Digestin, which helps with everything digestive, and Easy Air, which is for everything respiratory. So we can replace a lot of what you would have in your first aid kit with this top 10 oils. And it's got the most amazing oil in here that we haven't even begun to talk about, but we will talk about in our oil camp, which is frankincense. So the next step is starting where you're at. So if it's not the right time for you to really learn about how to replace your skincare, how to replace your cleaning and all those things, you might be in a more transitional stage of your life, and you just might want to feel better. There are kits for just feeling better as well. So there's an amazing new kit that has just been released with I think it's called the Wellness Kit. Tell me what it's called, Pitt. I can't remember, but it's got the top 4 mood management, plus it's got the adaptive that Liz spoke about, as well as a diffuser. And what's that kit called, Liz? Can't remember.
Emotional Wellness Starter Kit.
Yes, Emotional Wellness Starter Kit. So what I want you guys to do, anyone that hasn't started with the oils yet, is to go to the person that invited you tonight and ask them to ask you what you need. So I'm going to ask you now so that you can start thinking about it. But is it that you are really struggling with sleep? We've got a kit for that. Is it that you are really struggling with your emotions, and you're really maybe not feeling like you've got enough energy and you're feeling sad or low energy or low mood? We've got that kit, the Emotional Wellness Kit. If you're ready to overhaul your whole life and replace any toxins in your home with these beautiful plant-based support tools, then the Home Essentials Kit's a great place to start. So we want to find you where you are and meet your needs. If you are wanting to just dabble and buy one oil each month and learn about each one as you go, we can do that too with just a $40 enrollment and then one oil each month. But that is what we love to do. We love to find what your needs are and meet, find the best place for you to start. And there are so many different places to start, but I encourage you to start now, because this will be the start of the rest of your healthy, well life. And we don't want to wait any longer, because I guarantee that you're just going to start feeling so good from the minute that you say yes to your wellness. And it's a very, very exciting journey. And if you are into this journey, and you might think, oh, I've had oils for a year, but I don't know how to use them. This is the time now to start using them. So don't go and buy more oils. Don't be crazy. Don't go and buy a gym membership that you're not going to use. Get out the oils that you've got now and start using them and start, pushing in. So there's no shame in restarting your oils journey or your wellness journey. We're not into shaming anybody. We're into encouraging, empowering, and lifting each other up. And that's what our team and our Essentialist group do. And that's what, as a company with doTERRA, that we're all about, empowering one another. So please reach out if you've got any questions. And get started. The next step will be that after you've got your oils, you'll do a wellness consult to learn how to use them. And then the step after that is to join an oil camp and learn those top 10 oils in more detail. So tonight you might just go away with 100 million more questions, which is great. We just want to open your brain up to the possibilities that you can, start using these oils for. But then we'd like to take you through a journey of, really pressing into the new natural wellness lifestyle that you've chosen tonight. So if there are any questions, oh, Lainey, I love that. Lainey said, I'm a qualified aromatherapist and these oils are some of the best I've ever used. I agree, my friend, I agree. And Caroline said, have been looking for essential oils for pets. Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. Yes, essential oils are amazing for pets. We just need to be a little bit mindful how to use them. So in our oil camp, we've got some really amazing downloadable essential oil safety around pets. But when you first get your top 10 oils, there will be an oil in there that we like to keep away from animals. So that's tea tree. So when you first get your box, don't put the tea tree on the dog or the cat because their bodies don't like it. But there is a lot more information on that in the oil camp. But yes, animals absolutely love them, and there's so many resources that we can give you and that you can find through doTERRA website about how to support your animals with the essential oils. Are there any other questions? This has been fun. I love doing classes with you, Buff. I love that you turned off your computer and your video and ate your dinner too. That's very, very good. I like that. Has anybody got any questions? Caroline, best oils for hormone balance. Clary Sage. Buffy can do that one.
I'd love
hormone
to.
Balance. She's all about it.
Yeah, Caroline, Clary Sage is a really, really beautiful oil for hormone balance as a single. So if you've already got that, definitely it's great. And you can, I would be putting it over the uterus. And with hormone balance, it's not something you want to do one-off. So it's not like using peppermint for a headache, just on the day that you have a headache. With hormones, with any sort of treatment, like the oral contraceptive pill, you want to be taking it every single day. So that it gets to a certain level in your bloodstream to actually have an effect on your estrogen and progesterone production. So that can be right from our teenage girls, if they're having heavy, going through menses and or menarche and getting really heavy painful periods, right through to 20s, 30s, and then into perimenopause as well. We always want to just have that estrogen and progesterone production happening, both of them happening, but in nice and balanced. We don't go like this. That's when you get the issues when it's like this or it's like this. So Clary Sage over the uterus and behind the neck. You could also put it on the ankles. It's a good point for hormone balance. But the other blend that doTERRA makes specifically for hormone balance is called Clary Calm. So it's my box. And this blend is specifically for hormone balance for women. It's called the monthly blend for women. It looks like this. It already comes as in a roller ball like that. It's full strength, so it's not diluted at all. It's 100% essential oil there. But this you would use in the exact same way. So doing it, so rolling over the uterus, behind the neck, and then and around the ankles if you wanted to as well. And this is a blend of a whole bunch of different herbs which help with hormone balance, some of which you may have heard of. So Clary Sage is the number one ingredient. Lavender, really calming for the nervous system. Bergamot, which has a really nice affinity with women in particular. It's the oil of self-acceptance. Roman chamomile is really calming. Ylang ylang is a aphrodisiac, but also interacts with the hormone system. Cedarwood, grounding. Geranium, fennel, carrot seed, palmarosa. And the last one is vitex or chaste tree. So you may have heard of that. Vitex or chaste tree. It's a herb that you use for hormone balance, but also for fertility. So that blend is definitely the one I would recommend. Outside of your Clary Sage, because it's got everything in there. Oh, sorry, no uterus. Lol. Still have ovaries though. No, it doesn't matter. Over that area. It's just so it absorbs into those. It's like whenever we're using our topical, application. If you've got a sore shoulder, we don't put the ice blow on our knee, right? So when it's topical application, you do want to put it locally to where the area is, because it's going to absorb into that muscular structure first. Yes, it's going to go into the bloodstream and then the blood goes everywhere. But it's best to put it locally on the area, because then it's going to go into those organs first. So definitely, Caroline, still over the uteral area and back of the neck and ankles, as I was saying. But I would highly, highly recommend trying this Clary Calm and trying it for minimum 30 days, so over one cycle. It's like with any sort of hormone treatment, ideally over 60 days, so that you capture 2 equivalent cycles to see if you get an impact But I have lots of women we've got lots of women that have used this Clary Calm and found it really, really good for hormone balance, but also for mood, mood management. So they're not getting angry, hangry, which was me about an hour ago. No, so if you're lashing out, women often find they kind of lash out at people over that, that week of the month, and I find this very beneficial. Clary Calm.
Yeah, that's so good. The other one that I have found has been amazing for my hormone balance is Lifelong Vitality, and that's what Pitt just put in there as well. I literally get like rage when I don't have it. So it's really helped me. Harriet asked about suggestion for helping with dizziness and blood sugar levels. So for blood sugar levels, I use Smart and Sassy. And I actually just it's a blend specifically for blood sugar stabilization. It helps with sugar cravings. It helps with detoxification, and it's a really delicious one to put in your water. So when you're drinking the oils, it's best to have it in either a stainless steel or a glass water bottle. But just having that and sipping throughout the day is really good. And then dizziness, I didn't know, so I just went on my Droply app, which I think is such a great resource that we all have access to. And it says that the most common causes of dizziness, including feeling unbalanced, vertigo, and lightheadedness. And the suggested oils, primary oils, is ginger, melissa, and ylang ylang. Secondary oils, basil, heliochrysum, lavender, and other oils would be the detoxification blend, which is the zendocrine, and the peppermint. So I guess what is it, because of the blood sugar levels, Harriet, that you're feeling dizzy, or is it quite separate?
No, I think that it probably is related.
Yeah.
But and I also think it's cyclic as well. Like, it seems to happen the week or so before I get my period, which I've just been noticing. It's only just sort of come back after having Olive. So I think it is all connected.
Yeah. I would definitely say that I have really found a massive help and support with using balance as well, if I'm feeling a bit lightheaded, and also frankincense. So when I'm feeling quite, I don't know if it's dizzy, but that whole head in the clouds, just getting my frankincense and putting a little bit on the end of my thumb and placing it into the soft palate of my mouth, that really helps me feel grounded and connected. But also another practice that I have is I've got a bottle of balanced oil in my bathroom. I don't have another one here. I do, but can't even see my desk right now. It's covered in oils. But I have like a roller on the end of my balance bottle, and whenever I brush my teeth, I do balance on my wrists and the bottom of my feet. It's usually after I've popped out of the shower. So balance on the wrists, on the bottom, on my wrists, on the bottom of my feet, down the back of my neck. And then I have a drop of copaiba and a drop of frankincense that I put under my tongue. And that makes me feel grounded, connected, balanced. So I maybe try that do it for 7 days and see how you're feeling.
Yeah.
But I would say that if you're feeling that, pre-period, it might have a lot to do with your hormone balance. And of course, you've just come through such a massive transition with your body. You probably have lost, quite, I like to call it postnatal depletion. You've given your whole body to Olive, you've given your boobs, and she's sucked the life out of you, and now she's a chubby bubba and you're left slightly depleted. So getting on those lifelong vitality and on that full strength dose, because you're probably lacking a lot of what you need. Given so much to her. Yeah. But also you do have the best naturopath in the world, so just, you know, get in touch with Buffy.
I've already got all the good things, don't worry.
You look amazing, by the way. Amy's off, so thanks, Amy. Hope you had a good night. Caroline, so Leanne asked what oil is good for postmenopausal support. Would you be able to answer that one, Buffy?
Yeah, Leanne, I would still suggest starting with Claricalm, because as I said, all of us women produce estrogen and progesterone during our life, even right when our like little girls, like my little girl's 5, she's producing tiny little levels of estrogen, versus my little boy is not really producing hardly any. And then when we're teenagers, suddenly it spikes, and that's what sometimes brings on heavy painful periods for some teenage girls. And then in our 30s, late 30s, it starts to decline. That's why it gets harder to get pregnant. And then when we go through through menopause, our estrogen drops suddenly. And so that's when we get sort of hot flushes because the body's coping with it, but also, you know, dry skin, dry lady bits, other bits and pieces start, because we're no longer producing estrogen, start carrying weight around like the central tire rather than the hips. That's because our estrogen's dropping. So still using Claricalm, that same blend of herbs, to help balance your estrogen and progesterone. What we're doing with herbs is not trying to, with plant medicine, is they work in a modulating way. So if you imagine a bell curve like this, like a bell curve chart, it's not that we're trying to make more estrogen or push you to more progesterone. It's that herbs help to modulate you and help bring your body back into homeostasis, so back into that nice little middle bit of the curve. They're quite magical in that way, in contrast to conventional medicine, where it's like, you know, if you've got high estrogen, you take this. If you've got low estrogen, you take this. Herbs are quite work in a more modulatory way. So I would definitely try the Claricalm first. You can also use other things. But postmenopausal, you won't be getting hot flushes anymore. Other things you might find helpful, I like the Smart and Sassy, because your metabolism does drop post-menopause. So you could use Smart and Sassy and Grapefruit to boost metabolism. Lifelong vitality supplements, certainly, definitely. You can try them for a month, and that's the one product doTERRA do, that if you don't experience benefit, you can send them back, get a refund. And the other thing that Michelle has mentioned here, and she's had personal experience with this, which is great, she's been using the phytoestrogen supplement that doTERRA makes. So they create something called a woman's health pack. It has a natural plant-based phytoestrogen supplement. It has a bone density supplement, and it has the Claricalm roller. So I would highly recommend getting that, because basically now that your estrogen's dropped, you can replace it with this plant-based estrogen, phytoestrogen. It's like a natural hormone replacement therapy. And it's got your bone density complex in there as well, because your bone density is declining over time. So I would get that woman's health pack. You can order it from the US. Just check in with, I think, Joe, to show you how to do that. And Michelle also said diffuses clary sage and lavender every night to help with sleep, and copaiba at night as well, which is fantastic.
So
thanks, good. Buffy.
Awesome. Okay, bye Liz. Bye Lainey.
Hello, Corin.
I love having everybody on here. Hey, I saw a couple of girls getting on a little bit later. So if there's anybody on here that wants to just pop their email in the chat, and I can send you the recording if you missed any of it. Awesome, cool. Oh, Chantal, cool, Chantal, no probs. I'll send you the link. Have you got any questions, Chantal? Any specific health needs or anything that you need? Oh, Bex, cool, no probs. I'll send it to you as well. Also, I will put the recording into the Essentialists group. I'll help with sports injuries. Okay, cool. So our in our main starter pack, we haven't even touched on Ice Blue, but this is bloody good stuff. Hi, Teabags. This is my boyfriend Torrin, sitting on Mama Buffy's knee. But he's one of the loves of my life. Hello. So Ice Blue is a beautiful oil, and Bex and Chantel, if you didn't hear earlier on the 3 safe ways to use essential oils, this ice blue is just for topical use. So you'll see on the how to use on the back of the bottle, how to use it. So what I like to do is put it in a roller bottle like this. So I put sort of between 20 and 40 drops of this in here, depending on how much I need. But it's a really beautiful oil to put on the area that needs that needs help. So if you've got a sore knee, it's going to help instantly with the that cooling, soothing effect. But it also has, so it's got the most amazing blend of oils in it. It's got wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, that are like your instant, like your deep heat kind of oils that really take away that, take away that inflammation straight away, so it makes it feel good. But it's also got in it Lang Lang, Heliocris and Blue Tansy, which are your healing oils, so that really helps with the healing that you need to have in those areas. And then the soothing, calming oils, German chamomile and osmanthus. So it kind of like attacks your sores and your ouchies in 3 different ways. So it reduces inflammation, it helps with the healing process, and it calms and soothes. So this is a really good one. There are some other oils that you can add into the mix, like lemongrass is a really beautiful oil to layer with it. And again, I keep on banging on about it, but Lifelong Vitality, which is our supplement pack, which has our plant-based multivitamins, so we don't have synthetic multivitamins. It's got the most beautiful plant-based option. It's got the most amazing omega blend, and you can get that as a vegan one or a fish oil, and that's beautiful. And the other one is and it's basically an anti-inflammatory blend, so it helps reduce any of the inflammation in your body, and that really helps with obviously the healing process as well. So I'd again say yes, definitely get on the Lifelong Vitality, get your ice blue, and get some lemongrass in your kit as well. We've got Torrin's trying to eat the sticker, Buff. So yeah, we actually have a specific starter kit for people that are active or athletic, so it's called the athletic kit, and it's got some the most amazing oils in it for any kind of old injuries, but also supporting you if you are an athlete and needing that regular day-to-day support, which is really cool. This ice blue also comes in a rub format, so I actually like to have both. I use this one with the fractionated coconut oil, but I also have a tube that is kind of like ice blue on steroids, so it's got a whole tube of this, but also some really supportive oils in there. Are there any? Oh yes, Joe.
Can I add, sorry, because I'm like the pain freak here over here in the corner, like I suffer so bad. So I love to use and have found it to be really effective, ice blue rub, copaiba, frankincense, lemongrass, and aroma touch all together.
Nice.
Amazing. So good.
Blend.
Yeah, it's really good. Just a drop, like I just a squirt of this and a drop of everything else. So frankincense, lemongrass, copaiba, aroma touch. Yeah, and I just find, like I used to just use cypress on its own, but because aroma touch has cypress in it,
yeah,
it does everything, and it's does all the anti-inflammatory, cool down, and just find that it works really good. Bad back, sore knees, tight muscles, all of the really good things. So
that's awesome. Hey Joe, have you tried there are 2 amazing supplements that you can get through the States. So in Australia and New Zealand, we can actually order through our own warehouse, but also we can order through the States, and the States has got an amazing array of extras that we can get. So there's an amazing supplement that is called Deep Blue.
The polyphenol.
Yeah, and they're really amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing I have not tried, to be honest. So
yeah, it's pretty epic.
Okay.
But the thing that I am 100% blown away by is Copaiba soft gels. So the the Copaiba, you can order it through the New Zealand warehouse now, I think.
Yeah.
So Copaiba is works on our cannabinoid system. So it basically is everything that we need to help calm, support, heal our body, to help our body calm, support, heal itself. And Copaiba is, I've been using it for a long time now for my mental health and to really, ground me and help me and soothe me. But I came across Copaiba a little bit by accident. So I was taking it in the evenings to help with my digestive system, to help cool that down and calm that down. And it says on the bottle even, like, for digestive health, and that's how it's registered through the TGA, is for digestive health. But actually I was going to Pilates and like killing myself at Pilates, which is amazing. It makes me feel alive. But I literally was getting to the stage where I couldn't even walk the next day. Or, where you go to sit down on the toilet and you're like, I can't, it hurts. And so I was taking these Copaiba at night. So I was taking 2 or 3 at night, just by chance, because I was using them for digestive support. And then I stopped taking them and I was like, oh my gosh, my muscles are sore again. What's going on? And so I tested it a little bit, and the nights that I took it, the next day I could get up and go to the gym and it was fine. The days that I didn't take it, I literally couldn't even move. So Copaiba is, I don't know about injuries because I've never had any, but see you, Bex. Have a nice night. I'll send you through the recording. But for achy sore muscles after the gym, Copaiba has been epic. So have you tried it for?
Generally, because I have a back injury, and so I can have flare-ups.
Yeah.
Randomly that just happen. And so rather than reaching for anti-inflammatories, I take the Copaiba soft gels as the anti-inflammatory, and I find that kind of helps the situation. So it's something that I don't need to take constantly, but it assists in that, like in the anti-inflammatory way, like an anti-inflammatory tablet would. So definitely, yeah.
Awesome.
So really, really good. But natural, so winner. And so much better for your gut than anti-inflammatories.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because it actually helps with your digestive system as well, which is awesome.
Rather than eating your insides, like inflammatories do. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, Caroline said ginger is good for reducing inflammation. Yeah, ginger's like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with the doTERRA ginger oil. Like, I just cannot get enough of it. It's so good. Has anybody else got any other specific kind of questions they want to talk about? Or if anybody is on here that wants to book in for a wellness consult, just message me as well and tell me who invited you, and I can book you in for a wellness consult with them or with me. So yeah, who's on? Caroline, are you still on? Tyler, Chantel, Michelle. If anybody hasn't had a wellness consult or started with their oils, just pop your name down in the chat and we can reach out to you.
Caroline and Tyler, do either of you ladies have questions? I know this is your first time dialing into a workshop with us. No questions, Caroline?
No questions.
They're scared to ask anything because we talk to them.
I think Tyler has been spewed on by her baby, and so
she's
trying to clean it up.
I want to be spewed on by a baby. Okay, cool, Chantel. will email you with this thingy, and then I'll give you a call tomorrow. Michelle, are you okay to do a wellness consult with the girls tomorrow?
I've had one with Buffy.
No, not the other way around.
Not me.
With Tyler.
I haven't, but I can ask her if she wants one.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I will, definitely.
Cool. We love everybody to be loved on and looked after. I wish you were my auntie. I cannot believe that you are old enough to be in, perimenopause. It blows my mind. You look like
I love you. Thank you.
You look like you're 25. Like
I have thought the same thing. I'm like, oh, that means it must be only like 2 years away from me.
I don't think so, Buff.
You guys are hilarious.
Hey, guess what, guys? I'm post-menopause.
Oh, shut up. I hate you.
Been for years now.
Can you just like rub some of that like hot, sexy, like mama genes off on me? Like
Nothing hot and sexy in this house.
don't laugh. Awesome. Cool. Okay, guys. Well, has anybody got any more questions? I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, my goodness. I just about kicked you all off.